Sir, is this clearly visible?
Yes, clear.
Yes.
So I will just take 10 minutes. This is 1 week online international workshop and faculty development program on Python fundamentals. Please notice that we have mentioned it as series 1 because this is the fundamental, this program is only for the fundamental development of the Python programming. So the purpose is to boost the confidence amongst the participants as well as the larger domain of academic and research people to gain confidence and learn how to start writing your own scripts in Python language. Python language has recently topped among all the programming languages in the world. Okay, so this is the series 1. Based upon the success and the reviews that we get from the participants, we shall be moving ahead with the series 2 and series 3, which will be the intermediate stage and the advanced stage of Python programming. Speaker Professor Rakesh Nayak sir is with us. He is the one who is recording this call, and he basically hails from the Indian state Orissa, and he's a professor of computer science and engineering at Wagdevi Engineering College in the Telangana state, Warangal district in India. He is a senior fellow, having experience of over 20 years, and he has authored multiple books. I have read his books, and he carries huge knowledge in Python, and he is a certified professional from IBM and various other corporate organizations. He is a young fellow faculty from the Department of Information Technology at the State Polytechnic of Jember from Indonesia. So the Indonesian participants know Eri very well, and maybe I just had a talk with him. He is in another meeting, so maybe he'll be joining us soon. So he is in collaboration with Google Indonesia, and he is into developing applications for fastest path research. He has written a book on creating Android applications and several studies on software engineering and computer networks. His area of interest is big data, machine learning, and data processing. So I request all the participants to stay in the mute state so that we can have least interference. Mr. Hendra Rufit sir is the head of the Information and Technology Department at State Polytechnic of Jember, Indonesia. He too is a senior fellow having a vast experience of over 14 years and is an active reviewer of various journals. I have been in touch with Professor for more than a year, and his research area includes information systems, software testing, data sciences, and multi-agent systems. I am Dr. Nishu Gupta. I am a senior member IEEE. For past 1.5 years, I am pursuing my postdoctoral fellow from the University of Oviedo, Spain. Basically, I am working on Internet of Things, and I am an assistant professor in the Electronics and Communication Department at Wagdevi College of Engineering, Warangal, India. So I am PhD from NIT the year 2016. Right. So more about me, you'll get to know through various other sources. This already though I have shared, but still just for your information, quickly I'm giving you a brief outline of the 5-day program. Actually it is a 6-day, but you will just see, let me browse and you will get to know what is there in everyday session. Okay, so this is the inaugural speech that is going on along with me, and after this I would request Hendra sir to just say a few words before we move on and pass over the beacon to Professor Rakesh sir, who will start discussing the introduction part, and we'll get into the Python part. So today we'll be dealing with the basics of Python. Okay, and all the participants are free to interrupt in between and ask your doubts wherever you feel any problem. We assume that all the participants are at the level 0 of Python. So our aim in this series 1 is to raise your level. So on a scale of 0 to 10, our aim is to raise your level up to scale 4 or up to scale 5. Right? So asking your queries, clarifying your doubts is in the most interactive way is what we welcome, and please do not hesitate in asking your doubts. Tomorrow we'll be dealing with Python data structures. Then we'll have conditional statements, if, else, and loops. Then on fourth day, we'll be having the Python programming fundamentals. So up till day 3, we are having what we call the basics of Python. On day 4, we'll be dwelling into the Python programming fundamentals. Day 5, Ari will take the session on day 5, and he'll be dealing with the topic data in Python. So NumPy and Matplotlib, which are very hot topics these days, we'll be covering on day 5. So as far as day 6 is concerned, you may see we have scheduled quiz, doubt clearing, speaker participant collaborative interaction, and valedictory. So and nothing technical has been scheduled as such on day 6, but a very important part we'll be covering on that day. So this is the brief outline of this workshop, and I welcome once again all the participants, and once again I reiterate my statement. Please feel free to clarify all your doubts. We assume, and the purpose of this workshop is to boost your confidence, boost the level of Python learning of all the researchers, and the participant list varies widely from undergraduate students to master's students, PhD research scholars, faculty members, and professors also. So I request the speakers also to please take care of the requirements, because the participant variation is huge. So please make it very simple and allow the participants to do the programming on their respective systems as well. So thank you very much. And now I hand over the session to Professor Rakesh Nayak, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good evening, sir.
Nisu sir, I'm getting some.
Nisu sir, I'm getting some.
Is it all right? Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
So now I'm dealing with what Python fundamentals. So let me share my screen. I have already shared some Word document in the group. I think you have already seen all those. I think you have already seen all those, and you have already installed the softwares, right? Okay, so I'm assuming that you have already installed the softwares. Just I'm going through this, like whenever you will be, whether I'll describe the installation once more, or I'll directly go how to work it with.
Installation, please.
Installation I need
Please.
to say? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was expecting I have already shared the installation part, so that's why. Okay. Anyhow, I'll do it. So installation is not that big kind of thing. Okay. So what you can do is you can type python.org. Okay, as simple as that. So as soon as you get python.doc, can you see my screen? No, it is I mean, you can view it. No, my screen is visible, no, to everybody.
Yes, yes,
Okay,
visible.
okay. Because I'm not looking at your screen, I mean your interaction, so that's why I couldn't able to know. Fine. So when you open python.org, such kind of a interface you will get. Okay. The first thing is, when you over your mouse here, you will see here Python 3.8. Nothing to do. If you want a older version, you can go down and see the other previous versions, and you can install it. But why not installing the latest one? So you come to the download, click on Python 8.5. Obviously it will be getting installed, it will be getting downloaded, it will be asking where to download, and it will be getting downloaded. Okay, I have, and the installation is as simple as that. Whether I'll do it, whether I'll do the installation once more,
No,
or
sir.
I'll show you the screenshots of it. Okay, I am showing you the screenshots so that it becomes easy to follow if you have not installed. So this is the screen that you got, and then after installing these things, you can directly come down, you can click on the file, install for all users, and then you can press next. So wherever the place you want to install, you can click on the new, or wherever location you want to give, and press next, and I mean any kind of simple next, and then finish. That's all. Nothing like that. It is a very big thing. Okay. So next thing is, I hope today you have already installed all those things. When you open it, what you will get is, wait, where it is? So when you open it, you can type your Python in your taskbar, and you will see here there are two things. One will be like a black color Python will be there. Okay, this is my 3.8 version is there. Okay, and one is on a white color Python ideally will be there. Okay, so when you click this, such kind of a window you'll get. So the first line, it will say the Python version. Okay, that is 3.8, and a what 3 greater than symbol you will get. This is called chevron. Okay, the prompt is called chevron in Python. Okay, so it is the first interface that you are getting is as simple as that, and you can use any kind of calculator. It is ready to use. Now let us say 3 plus 5 I am doing, immediately it will give me a what result. The Python is basically not a what you say a it is an interpreter, it is not a compiler. So each and every step, if whatever command you are giving, it will be compiling each and every stage, and then it will be giving you the output. If at all any problem is there, then and there it will be stopping you, right? Now
Okay, sir.
so what, yes sir?
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
I want you to take a pause over here and let us check if all the participants, they are able to reach this point.
Okay, okay. So have everybody have installed it? I'm waiting for your comments. You can write it. I mean, you can post the things in the chat box. Okay, good.
Yes, the participants, please try to understand what we intend to do. See, this is a workshop. We want you to do, okay? So then only you will learn this part. Otherwise, you will not gain that confidence. So we request you to please simultaneously go on doing as a professor is explaining. If you are not able to do, please raise your hand or please unmute yourself and raise your query. We'll solve it. But all of the participants, please reach this point. what professor is showing on his screen, right? Rakesh sir, please put that screen, that Python shell.
Yeah. This is called Python's shell. Okay. So everybody got this thing? Yeah. Okay. Done. So now you are you have already installed successfully and it is working. Okay. Now on the top you can see there are few menu items, right? File, edit, shell, debug, and all these things are there. And from this you can see like any other file, any other system or any other software, all these things are like do, undo, find again, and all these things are there. Okay. Basically whatever you will write here, it will print one statement at a time. So this is called a interactive mode of writing your programs, interactive ways. Okay. And one more way is there. What you can do here, you can press here on file, you will create a new file. Look, one more file opened, right? One more file opened. Okay. Now you can write your program here, save it, and then you can go on doing your compilation and all those things. Let us say I'm writing a equal to 5 and b equal to 6. Okay. And I'm writing print simple a plus b. I'm writing simple a plus b. And in order to execute it, I'll be having a run here. Okay, or I can press F5. Okay, now if I'll press this, it will ask me to be, the file need to be saved. Okay, the file need to be saved. So I have not saved the file yet, so I'll be saving it. Okay, it will be asking me to a location, the default location. Let us say I am writing here trial. Okay, by default it will take the Python file, the extension it will take as .py. Okay, now I have saved it. I have saved it. Now you see the program got executed and the result I got it as 21. Look, the program is as simple as that: a equal to 5, b equal to 6, and print a plus b, and the result came out here, right? So here there is you need not specifically describe your data type and all those, like in C programming you need to write integer, a equal to 5, integer, b equal. The data type is by default it will be taking by itself. Okay. So this is one more way. Here you can save your program, but you can write those things here also, like a equal to 5 and b equal to 6. I'm doing a star b. Immediately it has given me 30, but this program cannot be saved. Whenever you are writing it in the cell prompt, it cannot be saved. So that's why in order to save it, we are having this kind of thing. Okay, that will be saving it in a file. How you got into file? How you got into file? You need to press here file and then come to new. After coming to new, it will be, or you can have open it if you are having a existing file, right? I hope up to now it is clear. Fine. Okay, now let us say I want to make some, yeah?
Again you take a break, sir.
Okay, now
let
have everybody understood this? And kindly let me know whether you have done this up to this or not.
Please try reaching to this stage. If you are not able to reach, please raise your doubt.
Okay, Manaswini have done it. Okay, Kavya also has done it. Now this program, you need to open it and write a plus b, some value you gave, and then how to execute, go to run and press on this module, run module, or you can press F5 on your keyboard. Okay, I think everybody has done this, or I'll wait for some more time.
Yes sir, yes sir, please wait sir.
Okay.
Maybe you can put that window on your screen.
Yeah.
And sir, please maximize it.
Okay, sure.
Any
I
participant,
hope
any doubt, please raise your doubts. Don't hesitate.
now if I want to write something that is a comment, let us say what I'll do here, I'll put a hash symbol. I'm writing the value of A. Okay, and here also I'm putting a hash symbol, the value of B. Okay, so what will happen when the interpreter will encounter a hash or a sharp symbol, from that to the end of the line it will take as a comment, non-executable statement. Here A equal to 5, up to this it is executable, but after that whenever the sharp or hash symbol came, it becomes non-executable. Okay, and if I want to make multiple statement as comment statement, what I can do here is I can put what let us say these are my few statements, I want to make it comment. So what I can do, I can highlight this and press alt 3, alt and 3. Okay, what is that? I'll be putting alt plus 3, but I'll highlight it and I'll press alt plus 3 in order to make it what, comment. And similarly to uncomment it, I'll highlight it and write alt plus 4. Okay, alt plus 3 is for commenting and alt plus 4 for uncommenting. Okay, one more way is there, like now you see when I am putting alt 3, all the statements are getting commented, but instead of that what I can do is, I can make one more way of commenting multiple statement is I can put a triple quote here, 3 double quote rather. Okay, 3 double quotes I'll put here, again 3 double quotes at the end. So within this all the statements are now comments. It will not be getting executable. These are non-executable. So in order to run, what I need to do, I need to press F5. Now you see again the same thing got the output. Fine. I think up to this it is okay. I have told about the input, general input, not input, rather output statement and a comment statement. How can I write a print statement and how can I do the comment statement? Is it okay? If it is okay, please comment it so that I'll be going ahead. Okay, fine. Now I got the value for input, right? Now how to input the data? Inputting the data is also important. So what I'll do here is I'll erase this. I'm going to write A equal to input something. I'm not writing anything, and B equal to let me write print A. As simple as that. Simple. Input A is input with a blanks kind of thing, and then the print statement, right? If I want to execute it, what I'll press F5, right? So what I'm getting here, the cursor is waiting for A input. So I am writing hi, welcome to the Python series 1 FTP. It will be getting printed. This is my input and this is my output. Okay, now you see here there is no prompt what to do. So that's why we need to do something here. like within the input statement, I'll put a double quote or a single quote, and I'll write here, enter your name. Okay. Now you see, if I'll execute it, it will be asking me enter your name, and the cursor is blinking here. I can write Rakesh Nayak, okay, and Rakesh Nayak got printed. Okay, so you know now how to get the input statement and how to get this statement, right? Up to this it is okay, I think. Now if I want to make it like I'm taking b equal to, again let me write here, enter a number, enter number 1 I'll write, okay, and next one is I'll write input. Look, I'm taking single quote also, okay, I'm writing single quote also, enter number 2. Okay, now I can print here in one statement. What is that? I'll write within double quote, let us say the first number is, comma, and the second number is, comma, b. Okay, now what you expect, what will the output? Here I kept double quote and here I kept single quote. Will there be any problem? There won't be any problem. You see here, enter number 1, let us say this number I gave, enter number 2, I have given this number, and it is written me, it is writing the first number is 334 and the second number is 75. Okay, up to this it is okay? Up to this it is okay?
How, excuse me,
Or I'll wait.
how you are running the program basically? That
I have already told, sir. You got this screen, right? Who got this screen? Here you see there is a run menu is there. Under this you can press F5 or directly you can click it here.
okay, but it is telling that save first, save then only.
Yeah. Yeah, it is asking for saving. Okay, very nice. I'll come to that. Now you see whether this screen is visible now. On this it is saying, let us say, option. Okay. On option there is something called configure ideally. Okay.
Okay.
Now I have clicked this. You are getting this kind of a screen?
1 minute, just.
Okay.
Option ideally, yes, configure ideally.
Yes, you go to general. On that you are having a general tab.
General, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now here there is a something called prompt or not prompt, no prompt, prompt to save and no prompt to save.
Open shell window at startup, it is written.
No. Below that, editor preference is there.
Editor preference.
And the first one you are having at start run F5, prompt or no prompt. See at the screen, sir.
F5, start of run F5, prompt to save, no prompt.
Now in your system, this first one is clicked, right?
Prompt to save, yeah.
So every time you are making changes to this program, it will be asking you to save it.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you are saying that no prompt,
yes.
then it will never ask you to save, and automatically it will be saved, and you can run. It will be overwritten every time.
Okay.
Without any interference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try to run it now.
Okay.
Try to run it now.
Now I will just go out, then I will run. Try to run. Okay.
Press OK and come out and press run.
Then also it is running, telling source must be saved. Okay to save.
I mean, the first time I think you have not saved it. First time when you opened it.
You have to save first time.
At least for the first time you need to save it.
Okay. Okay, I will save it. Test.
Is it okay now, sir?
Okay, trying. Okay, go on, please. Okay, I'll see
Okay.
that.
Now you see, now you can make any changes to this program itself. Now let us say I'm writing here 1, okay, and in place of that I'm writing 2, right? Some changes I made, right? Now again I'll run it. It will never ever ask me, I mean, to save. I can something, and the same thing got executed, right? Is it okay, Roy
Okay,
sir?
okay, oh, yes, yes.
Now is it asking you to, I mean, make any change
No,
anymore?
I'm trying. Okay, just do not so fast.
Okay.
I'm very new. I'm zero, basically.
Okay, no issue. That's why I'm waiting. No issue, sir. I'm expecting all of the participants to do along with me, so that it becomes handy for you to learn. If the first day I'll give some time to you, the second day onwards possibly you will be coping up with me. No issue at all.
Okay, but again I have to repeat basically that whole input I have to give again. Okay, because
Yeah. In the cell you need to give the input.
but again I have to go to there. Just
Press F5
no input.
or click on run. Click on run. The shell will be opening up. The shell will be opening up. In the cell, the cursor will be blinking. You write something.
Okay.
Okay. Give some numbers. It is okay.
Okay.
It is okay now, sir? Roy, sir?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Now you can see here, whenever we are doing, there is no difference between a double quote and a single quote. In the look in the first one, I have given double quotes, and in the second one, I have written single quotes. Right?
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, yes.
Sir, once again tell us how to save before from the options now, sir. Kavya speaking.
From, okay. Now, where are you now? What you are doing right now on your screen? Have you saved it for the first time?
No, sir. Just
No.
I'm saving by ordinary, sir.
Okay, no issue. Now, whether you are in the screen,
Yes, sir.
whether you are writing the program.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, after writing on the top of it, have you saved it? Have you saved the program?
No, sir. I have checked there.
No. Then you can go to File menu and you can save, or directly press Ctrl S for saving.
Okay, sir.
Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Dr. Sir,
Wait.
I am slightly lagging behind. I am not able to open up the shell.
Oh, have you installed it, sir?
I have installed Python.
Okay.
But
Okay. Whether you can go to click on the start button. You can see my screen, no, sir?
yes, I am able to see it.
Now on the top of it, I think you will be having Python, because you have installed it freshly. It will be on the top. You see? Or I'll go back. Fine. I'm coming to my Python. Okay. Now you see my Python 3.7 is there. 3.8 is also there. So there is two kind of, when you are opening it, there are two things. One is a black color icon is there. One is a white color icon is there. Okay, where IDLE Python is written.
Sir, I'm sorry, I am not able to get, but what I have got Python, one window, Python 3.8, and Chevron is there.
Okay, done then. No issue. I got it. What is the problem? I got it. Now you got this, 3 greater than 0,
Yes,
right?
yes, I got it.
Okay. Now what you need to do, you need to go to File and click on New File.
I have to go to File. But I am not getting this menu. Probably it is a DOS type editor.
Okay. Your screen is a black screen, right?
Yes, it's a black screen.
Then close this.
Okay.
I'll show you. Then what is happening, I'll tell you.
Okay.
Now there are two different icons. I'll show you. There are two different icons. What is that? Now you see
The
there are
start
two
button
different
कहाँ से आ रहा
icons. One is on black color. You see here, one is on black color, and on the top there is a white color. It is written IDLE.
है? Okay, sir. Okay,
Okay,
sir.
click
Okay.
that one. Click
Okay,
that
sir.
one.
Okay, sir.
It
Thank
will
you.
be a white color.
Yeah, thank you.
Rakesh sir,
Ah,
Yes.
sir, please maximize the screen where you are writing because
Yes.
start.
Yes. This
Oh,
way,
once
no?
yes sir.
Yeah, I have maximized it, but then I want to. Okay, fine.
Python 8. Yes.
Participants are not able to view it.
Yeah.
A is equal
Yeah.
to 5.
Maurya sir, you have done it.
Yes, sir. I have done it. Thank you.
Okay. Now have you done? Now I am saying you regarding the saving option. Repeatedly, if you will make a change the same program, no, it will be asking
Yeah.
you repeatedly to save. Okay.
Yes.
So I think Kavya asked me. So what you need to do is you need to go to the option and then click on configure IDLE, the first one. Okay. Configure IDLE. Click on that. Kavya, you are following?
Yeah, sir, I'm doing.
Okay. Then when you click on first configure IDLE, then you will get a setting kind of thing like this. Okay. You can change your font size and all those things. You can do it here. You can size make the font size different. I'm making it little bigger so that it will be easier for you to look at it. Okay. Then you go to general. Under general, you are having editor preference. Under editor preference, in your system, as you have installed it for the first time, it is like prompt to save. Okay. Now make the other one no prompt at all. Okay. No prompt. So when you
Please
click
wait.
this one,
Sir, please go slow now.
I'll go slow. Okay. I'll start from the beginning.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. Fine.
And
You are going to
if
option.
possible, please increase your font size, sir.
Yeah. So okay, right now as I have set it, no issue. I'll do it. Now you do this thing. Now go to option. Everybody gone to option. Gone to IDLE. Yes, Kavya.
Yes, sir. Yes.
You are in IDLE.
Yes.
Now if you want to make a different font size, you can choose. I'm as sir is asking that I need to change the font size. I'm making it 16. Okay. You need not do it because you are doing it for yourself. Now there is a tab, highlight, key, general. You go to general.
Yeah.
Click on general. After clicking on general, Kavya, you are there?
Yeah, sir, I'm doing.
Okay. Now editor preference is there.
Where?
Below. The first one is window preference.
yes.
Second one is editor preference.
No, sir.
Look at my screen.
Okay.
Editor preference.
Yeah, sir.
In that start of run, prompt to save and no prompt is there.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. You make the second one click. As you are as you have installed it for the first time, your saving will be like prompt to save. Now make it no prompt.
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now press apply and OK.
Apply.
Done.
No, sir. Wait 1 second. Where is apply?
Apply second button below.
Okay. 1 second, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay. Now you see when I changed it, the font size increased little bit. Fine.
Yeah, sir.
Now it is visible, no? The font size is visible right now, na?
Yes, sir. Better.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So everybody has done up to this?
Any participant, you want the speaker to wait for you, or shall we go ahead?
Yes, I done, sir.
Oh,
Okay, done.
very good.
So you got A and B, right? Now I'll
Sir,
so
just
you
wait.
go.
Sorry, sir. I am interrupting you too many times. Sir, just wait, sir. Many participants want us to wait. Maybe you can give one more minute.
Done. Because I was not in the screen, that's why I don't know.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And I am on the screen only. I am following the chat
Huh.
box, and that's why I'm sharing it with you off and on.
Done.
I request all the participants to be in mute state. Otherwise, the video that sir is recording will have interference.
Ideally, and the cell I'm putting it side by side so that both of it you can see in one go. Okay. If you are, if you are done, then let me know so that I'll carry forward.
Sir, the font size that you have is increased to 16. If possible, sir, please increase it a little bit more. It is much clearer than before, but if you make it to like 20, I think it will be visible to everyone.
Okay. Is it okay now?
Better, sir.
Okay. I think everybody has done up to this. So we got the output as, it is asking me the input number is, let us say 44 and 33. It is asking me first number is this one and 44, second number is 33, right? Now what I'll do here is, I'll write here, I'm making some change to this program. Okay, I'm writing the sum is A plus B, right? As simple as that. Okay, now I'm doing the same thing. What? The print statement only have changed here. I have written the enter the first number, number 1, enter the second number, number 2. Okay, and what I am doing, is it okay, sir?
Sir, one participant is asking how to clear the shell screen.
Okay. So I'll say it now. There are so many things, no? Let us say what you can do here is, you can go to shell and you can say restart cell. Okay, or you can say view last restart. You can do like this, and what will happen, you see your cell got restarted. Okay, if you give any error command, it will be coming like this. The errors will always be what, written in red colors only. Okay, I'll show you one by one, nothing to worry. Now you see here, I'm running my small program here and I'm executing it. You see, it is asking me enter the number. Now I'm giving here 3. It is asking me enter the number 2. I'm giving 4. Now after giving 3 and 4, what do you think, what will be the output of this? The sum is 34. It is saying the sum is 34. It is saying the sum is 34. Is it correct? Is it correct? The sum is 34. Is it correct? No. Then what to do? Then what to do? The sum is not correct. It means what? What I wanted to say here by saying these two number is the input that I am giving here is in the form of string, not in the form of integer or number. So first came 3 and then came 4, and plus is an operator, that is string concatenation is there, no? So string will be getting concatenated, added A and then B. So in order to make some change, I'll write some typecasting. I'll be doing some typecasting. Okay. So I'm writing integer before this, keeping a bracket and this. Fine. To the same program, what I did, A equal to integer, then bracket start, then input, enter the number. B equal to integer, input, enter number 2, and then I am doing the sum. Okay. Look at this. What is the output here? Now the first input I am giving 3, second input I am giving 4. Look at the sum. I am getting 7. Earlier it was taking without giving any integer or any typecasting. Only input statement will take whatever you are entering as string. And for string, addition is not possible. Let us say if I'll do division, obviously it will raise me an error. Okay. Up to this it is okay, everybody? Everybody, up to this it is okay?
Yes, okay.
Sir, please wait. Let others try. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
one participant K Deepak is having some issues in. He wants to know what are the save options. So I request the participant, please unmute yourself and ask the doubt to the speaker. Other participants may please continue with what you are doing.
Because we are only very few people are there, you can very well unmute yourself and ask your doubts. Deepak, please ask your doubt. Yes, please ask. Deepak, please ask. What is the doubt?
Sir, how to save options after completing the program?
There is you have made it auto save, no? You made it like auto save here, no? You see? You have seen? You have made it is no prompt. You have done this, no? So automatically the program is getting saved every time you are executing. So no need of saving at last. Okay? If the work is over, you want to close it, simply close it. Deepak, is it okay?
Okay, sir. Okay.
So if I want to create, I mean, let us say, let me say this program I want to close. Simply I will come to file and I can exit, or I can close, or I can simply press here the X button. It got closed. Nothing to do anything. So if I want to start it, I'll go to file. Because I am doing it program, I'll open it, or you can do like this. You can go recent file. Okay. And recent file means whatever you have opened recently. So trial is there. Look at this. Trial is there on the top of it. Okay. So I'll the same file I'll get back. The same file I'll get back. Done, Deepak?
Okay, sir. Done.
Okay. Now can we go ahead? Okay. Now up to this, what we have learned? We learned how to make make whatever given input to integer. Now one more thing is there. One more thing is there that in one line I can make two inputs also. Like I'll write A comma B, A comma B. I'll write eval, EVAL. Need to remember, sorry, not here, before the bracket. EVAL, eval. Okay. So I have written eval and then input the number. Input two numbers I'm writing. Okay. Enter two numbers. What I'll do here is when I'll run it, it is asking enter two numbers. So what I'll do, I'll write 54 and give a space and then write 74. Look, it is asking me, it is an error. So what I need to do, look at this, I have given a comma in between, right? A and B. So what I need to do, I need to give a comma, enter two numbers, 34 comma 77. Two numbers I have given and you see the sum I got. So it means instead of writing two input statements, I can give the eval statement. I can use eval statement for this. Now the thing is, I need not every time change the statements, like whether it is integer or whether it is float or whether it is string. I need not do it. Eval will take the data based on the input type that you have taken. Now let me take one more example. Let me take Python comma FDP. Python comma FDP I have taken. Okay, let me give a space over here also. Okay, now you see what is the output.
Sir, excuse me.
Yes, ma.
What is the full form of eval, sir? Evaluator.
It is a keyword, ma. It is a keyword. There is no full form for it. It is a function.
Then can I know why we are using that, sir?
Why we are using this? Okay, fine. The thing is, in my previous example, what I have given, let me tell you like this. Simple example. Okay. Now I have taken eval of input and I am giving a string hello.
Yeah.
Hello not defined. What happened? Whether it is working fine? Now, okay. Let us say 45. 45 got printed. Now, if I want to save it, I am writing 45.2. 45.2 got printed. Now I need not make it every time like integer or float or something. Based on the data type, it will change it automatically.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Got it?
Yes, sir.
I was just about to say this. You asked me. Okay. Now eval will allow me to take more than one input also. So I'll put a comma and I'll take, let us say, okay, A star B I am doing. Okay. Now let me take the first one is a integer and the second one is, let us say, a float. What will happen? The first one also it will convert to a float and then multiply. Okay. Both of them will be converted to same data type and it will be getting multiplied because multiplication is written here. Is it okay? Now instead of that, if I am giving two integers only, 2, 7, you see 2 into 7. So dynamically it will take the data, whether it is a floating data or whether it is a integer data, dynamically it will convert based on the input that you have given and then it will do the operation accordingly. Is it okay, ma?
Rakesh, I am having a problem. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But it's only printing when I am going to that shell. Okay, I'm running the module. Then it's showing that first enter two numbers. So 2 comma I have given 3. Okay. Then again it is coming. The sum is comma A in that star B. Okay, this statement.
Have you written it like this,
Uh,
sir?
uh,
Have you written it
this
like
sum
this?
is
A comma.
this sum.
Just check it.
This sum.
Just check it, sir. Whether in between A and B you have kept plus, or you have kept star, or you have kept
Star
a
I
comma.
have kept.
Okay. So whether it is exactly
Ah,
like this, A comma B equal to
A
eval,
com-
then bracket start
Ah.
input, then bracket star, then within
Ah.
double quote enter
Yeah,
two numbers.
yeah, that's
Fine.
right.
Then print
Ah.
this. So let me run it once more so that you can see it. So press F5. So what it is saying? Enter two numbers. What I'll do? I'll write 4, then I'll give a comma, then I'll give 3.
Ah.
Okay, without any space, sir, without any space.
Yeah.
And I'll press enter. So directly it is saying the sum is
No,
2.
but for me it is coming. Okay, enter two numbers, then 2, and I'm giving say 3. Okay, and
Okay.
next line when I'm putting enter, it is coming. The sum is comma a that same statement whatever I have given.
Sir, can you do one thing? You can copy it from here, whatever you have written, and put it in the chart. Put it in the chart so that I'll copy that exactly here and try to see what is the
Okay.
code, what is the
Okay.
problem.
Okay.
Okay, na? Just do
Okay,
that.
okay. 1 minute.
But for the rest of the participants, I have posted one image on the WhatsApp chat. If WhatsApp is accessible to you participants right now, please have a look over the question and try to answer over here. Rakesh sir, meanwhile I request you to please address Professor Nirmal Roy sir doubt.
Yeah. Just that's what I'm waiting. Actually, my power gone off, so internet was off. I've just connected. Nirmal Roy sir, please kindly post your message here, no? Oh, sir, a small thing is there. I'll show you what. I'll show you what.
That's the thing.
So this is the statement you have written, and the second statement is this one. Now anybody who can say me what is the problem in this?
Quotes should be closed where the sum is. After that, you have to close the quotes.
Yeah, sir, what happened? No, when you kept it like this total become a string.
Acha. Yes, that's not coming. That's
Okay.
not coming. String is coming.
So you close the bracket here, and if you remove it from here, then work is over.
Where I have to close? Just repeat it.
After is and before the
Oh,
comma.
okay.
Before comma, after is you put your double quote there, and your double quote there.
Oh, okay.
So this become the printable statement, and this is the calculation.
Yeah. That's, I got it.
Okay, na? It happens, sir. Nothing to worry. You please keep on asking. Okay, na?
Maurya sir, I have added you in the group and I am posting the question again for you. I request all the participants to please answer here in the Google Meet chat box and not on the WhatsApp chat box. Respected Maurya sir, I have added you. I am again posting the question for you.
Yes, sir. I have got it.
One participant has answered 10. I request that participant to check where are you going wrong. Rani Purbanintyas from Indonesia. Please check where you are going wrong. After that, I request Nayak sir to please carry on.
So
Rakesh sir, can you please help Maurya sir? Maurya sir is answering 30.
okay, what is the question? I have not seen. Let me open it.
Shall I paste it?
Okay.
On the WhatsApp group, I have posted the question, sir.
Okay. I have seen that now. So, what is it? The question is like x equal to 15 and x equal to x plus 5, right? And we want to what? Do print of x. This is what we need, isn't it? Now let's
Yes,
see,
sir.
let us execute it. Let us
Yes, sir.
execute
Please
it.
execute it and share it with everyone.
Look at this, it is giving 20. What is happening here? X
Sir,
value is 15,
sir, your
right?
screen is not shared.
X, oh, I thought it is shared because I got disconnected in between. So now you see here, sir, Moria sir, x equal to 15. Okay. And now x value is incremented by 5 and saved in the same variable, that is x. And x we are printing here again. So x after getting incremented and saved in the same variable by 5, so it the value got 20. You see the result also. I have executed it. I have
Sir, I wrongly
executed the
typed the
result also.
15
Look.
instead of 5.
Oh, okay, okay. No
That's
issues.
why it was 30.
Okay. So can we go ahead?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. Now you see I'm having some PPTs here, as you have gone through some hands-on kind of thing. Now what happened? We are writing enter your age. You are writing, the cursor will be blinking here, and after you press enter, after 23 is printed, and so something like that. You can, if it is a string, let us say name is a string here. Okay, name you are entering is a string here because there is no typecasting, and age is also a string here. So I can, instead of writing comma, I can write plus also. Okay, it will become string concatenation. Your you are is a string, then name is also a string, and your age is also a string, and the age is also a string. All of them are string. So that's why I, instead of comma, I can write plus. So if it is not like that, then the printout will be like this. Enter your name Ram, enter your age 23, and you are Ram and your age is 23. It will be printed like this. Now I am having something like this. Now can you tell me what will be the output here? Here, and if I am writing number 1 is 5 and number 2 is 8, so it is giving me 58. Why? Because it is string concatenation. Because it is string concatenation. Now if I am doing division operation, it will give me a error message. Why? Because string division is not possible. String addition means, plus means, it will give me what? Concatenation operation, but there is no operation defined called division under string. That's why the error type also you can see, type error, unsupported operand types for division, str and str. It means input is number 1 is also a str, number 2 is also a str. I cannot divide two strs, right? But I can do. Now here I have given input as a typecasting. So in place of this number 1, it becomes a integer number 1. Number 2 also becomes a integer number 2. So I can add these two and I'll get 5 plus 8. Earlier it was 58. After doing the typecasting, I'll get 13. Okay. Now this 5 becomes no more a string 5, rather integer 5. This 8 is no more a string 8, rather it is a integer 8. So two integers I can add and get 13. Okay. Now eval function already I have told you. Okay. And now instead of like giving two different inputs, I can write it in the same manner, like integer integer I am typecasting here as an integer, and I am getting a integer here. The same 5 if I'll enter, but the typecasting is float, then it will show me 5.0. 5.0. Up to this it is okay na sir? So for the same statement also you can okay, let me go. So here I have already we have seen this eval of enter two numbers x comma y, x plus y I am doing, it is giving me 16.9. Fine. So there are few more output statement, like in C I am having backslash n, backslash t, and all those things. These things also I can do here. Now in a print statement, what I am having? I am having a keyword called print. I am having a starting bracket. Whatever I want to write, I'll write. If it is a constant string, I'll write it either in double quote or single quote, or if it is a variable, I'll write it as it is. Okay. Now you see, I can, like in C programming language, I can use backslash n. I can use backslash n here also. The meaning is also same. That is new line. So I'll go back to my editor and I can write here. What is that? Print. I'm writing, we are learning Python. What will be the output of this? What will be the output of this? The output is we are learning Python. But if I am writing somewhere here backslash n in between, then after learning, after a space, it will give me print in two statements. Now a new line is printed before the Python. So it will come to the new line and print me what? Print me the Python in a new line. Similarly, I can write backslash t also. Okay, I am combining this thing and I am writing backslash t also. Look, there is a space in between these two. It is okay, sir? Is it okay? You understood this?
Backslash t. Rakesh sir, this is backslash t for that.
Yes. Backslash t. T for table.
Okay.
You can write backslash n. It will give you a new line. If you are writing backslash t, it will give you a space, right? Like in C programming language, the meaning remains the same. Okay. Now what are the other things? Let me tell you here. So I can have backslash n for new line. I can have backslash t for tab. I can write backslash apostrophe. I can write backslash double quotes. I can write backslash. All those things are there. Let us say I am writing here this is Python's class. I am writing like this, but I want this apostrophes to be printed. But I have given here, look, the single quotes here. Single quote and apostrophes seems to be same. So what if I want to print apostrophe? I'll put a backslash here. Okay, before the apostrophe, I'll write backslash here. So if I'll run it, you see apostrophe also got printed. Okay. So if I want to write let us say we are writing this is Python class, and Python I want to put under double quote. So what I'll do, I'll put before the double quote, I'll put a backslash. So look at the output, what happens here. In the print statement also, you got double quote. In the print statement also, we are right. This is Python class. So till now everything is okay.
Fine.
So these are the statements that we are having, that we are using for, backslash n, backslash t, backslash apostrophe, backslash double quote. And if I want to print a backslash itself, I'll write two backslashes. Okay. If I want to print a backslash in the output itself, then I'll write two backslashes. Is it okay, sir? I'll go ahead.
Rakesh sir.
Is it okay? I'll go ahead.
Yeah.
Sir, I request you to stop over here.
Okay.
And I am sharing one more question on the WhatsApp group. I would request the participants to answer that question.
Okay, done.
Participants may once again thoroughly check whatever they have done today, and they may ask their and maybe after some time we can share the study material. And
Sir, your voice is breaking. Nisu sir, your voice is breaking.
Rakesh sir,
Nisu sir, your voice is breaking.
sir, am I audible?
Now it is audible. Earlier it was saying, you are saying something.
Sir, I am posting one more question on the WhatsApp.
Okay.
Regarding today's session.
Okay. Have you already posted?
I am posting on the group.
Okay.
Okay.
So then let me complete this kind of thing.
Okay,
And
sir.
by the time I complete, okay. So
Okay, sir.
now look at this print statement. I can write backslash n. I can write backslash t. I can write backslash and a quote. I can write backslash and double quotes. I can write 2 backslashes like this, and the output will be something like that. When it is backslash n, then what happened? From here, from end onwards to the end of the string, it became a new string. Okay. When it is backslash t, I got a space over here, a tab space over here. When it is backslash quotation, the quotation marks also appeared here. And when it is double quote, backslash double quotes are written, then this also got printed here. This double quotes are also got printed here. And if I want to have a double slash itself, backslash itself getting printed, I'll be writing 2 double slashes so that one single slash will be getting printed. Okay, up to this it is okay. Have you all of you have tried?
Rakesh,
All
sir,
of you have tried?
Rakesh, sir,
Yeah.
one thing, that if that I will not put that backslash, only that single comma I'll put, then what will happen? It will show error or what?
Where single comma?
Only
Where-
that say
where single comma?
print I backslash. Okay. Then,
Without this backslash, you are writing this single quote only,
then,
isn't it? So as I have told you, sir, that I can use the single quote and double quote both, then the print statement will confuse whether you want to print it or whether you want to say this is a termination of the statement.
so it will
Okay,
show
so
error.
in order to print it, if you want to print the single quote, you need to put a backslash. Up to this it is okay. Whether up to this it is okay, sir? Roy sir?
Okay.
Now you see here one more print statement. Can you say me what is the output of this print statement? All the participants, can you say me what is the output of this print statement?
I am learning Python, then comma I am enjoying it.
Yeah, the print will be exactly the same. There is nothing to, I mean, the comma separator, I can print commas as it is. I don't need any backslash kind of thing. Okay. So, and if I'm, what will the output of this? What will be the output of this?
I am learning Python and I am enjoying it. No apostrophe,
Okay.
quotes will not be printed, sir.
Quotes will not be getting printed, that is fine, because there is no backslash kind of thing. Backslash double quotes are not there, so that's why backslash will be not printed. Whether the comma will be getting printed?
No, space. I think we get space, sir.
Okay, but here you see the comma got printed, Tada. The comma is printed, no? Yeah.
Yeah,
In the previous
yeah,
statement.
yes.
Why not here?
Yeah, we get, sir. Okay,
Because it
okay.
is closing it.
It's a string.
Opening and closing
Yeah,
double
yes,
quote are
sir.
there.
Very nice, sir. Very nice, sir. This is the first string, then it got closed, this double quote got closed, then a comma is there, then again one more string, then double quotes are getting closed. Okay, it means I'm printing 2-3 different string separated by a comma, that's all. But here the comma is inside the double quotes. Inside the double quotes the comma is there. So it is a part, the comma is a part of the string here. But here the comma is a part of what? Separator, is used as a separator of the strings. Okay, that's why here the commas are not getting printed and here the commas are getting printed. Fine. Kavya, it is okay?
Yeah, sir. I understood now.
Okay. Now, sir, are you posting it? Question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I was waiting for you to complete.
Okay, okay. Then how much time? Okay, you can post the question. No issue.
I have posted a question on WhatsApp group. All the participants are requested to go through it, try it out on the Python idle shell, and try answering over here. In case you find any doubt, please ask us.
I think almost everybody has answered. No, Manaswini, you have written D. Check your answer once.
Manaswini, run the code on the shell. Try it out again. Any member, any participant having any doubt, please feel free to ask. Please do not hesitate. The purpose of this workshop is just to let you gain confidence about this world's most popular programming language.
Manaswini, is it 3 or option 3? Option C. The option will be C only. Whether we'll run it, we'll check it. What is the thing? I am having x equal to learn and y equal to Python, and I am writing x equal to 2 again, and I am printing what? X comma y. x comma y. Let us execute it. What it is saying? 2 and Python. Why it is 2 and Python? Earlier variable x is assigned to a value learn. Okay. Y is assigned with value Python. Now x value is again reassigned as 2. It means in place of x, now 2 will be there, and I am writing 2 and Python. So the output becomes, the option is C, that is 2 and Python. I think everybody got it now. If everybody got it, can we continue? Or Nisu sir can stop now?
Yes, sir. Let's stop now. It is over 6 and Indonesian participants are celebrating their Independence Day today. So, yes. So let us wind up for today. Video as well as the study material will be shared with all the participants. Please be patient because video needs a little bit of removal of interference and noise. That takes some time. Professor Nayak sir will be doing that job himself. So video will be shared today and anytime, right? And please go through the today's session, and whatever doubt you feel you come across, we can clarify tomorrow also. And through this workshop, one of the objective of this workshop is to establish cross-country research collaboration. So all the participants' email address with their permission, and all the Indian and Indonesian, Saudi Arabian participants can see each other's number by the country code in the WhatsApp group also. So it's a good opportunity to establish a collaborative research environment. So, and I'm very much thankful to the senior faculty members, Professor Roy sir, Maurya sir, and many more Indian professors, Indonesian professors, participants from Myanmar, Saudi Arabia and Ghana for attending today's session. Please be present in every day's session, and I think it was a useful session for you all. Your valuable feedback will be helpful not only to the speaker but to all of us, and stay tuned. We'll be sharing the details after some time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. So we are signing off for today. Tomorrow, same time, 4:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time.